What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to a brand new episode of What's Happening Online. If you're new to the channel, this is the weekly series where we have my commentary videos and then we have What's Happening Online, where we go through a bunch of different smaller stories that wouldn't have made the big commentary video. And it's just a great weekly roundup to keep you guys in the loop with all the drama going on this week. And it's really fun. I love making these videos and gives me a chance to talk about loads more topics. And if you're a viewer of mine and you've watched a few of these episodes more recently, you know we love to start on positive news, good vibes. So, Ellen Degeneres loses 1 million viewers after apologies for toxic workplace. Hey! If you guys don't know, I covered Ellen Degeneres extensively on this channel so much. Well, it seems after all these claims of a toxic work environment came forward, people are starting to actually not like Ellen. It's nice to see people stand by their morals and not support a show that was created in such a toxic way. This year's season opener, where Ellen apologized for everything, was the highest ratings for an Ellen premiere in 4 years. And then viewers tuned out. Ellen has lost more than 1 million viewers since September, according to the research firm Nielsen, averaging 1.5 million viewers over the last 6 months, down from 2.6 million in the same period last year. The show's loss of more than 1 million viewers translates to a 43% decline, representing a steeper drop than any of its competitors. This TV season, Ellen, the winner of dozens of Emmys since its start in 2003, is no longer in the same league as rivals like Dr. Phil, Live with Kelly and Ryan. Now it finds itself uncomfortably close to shows hosted by Maury Povich, Kelly Clarkson, Rachel Ray, Tamron Hall, and Jerry Springer's former security guard, Steve Wilkos. Ellen's no longer in the big time. I mean, 1.5 million viewers. If you think about YouTube-wise, is a lot. Isn't unheard of amounts, though. I know many YouTubers who average them kind of viewers. However, people are speculating on, whether Ellen's gonna leave. Will she stand down from the Ellen show and let it fly without her? It is called the Ellen show, so she'll probably die with her. Swiftly moving on, KSI. It's only a smidgen of a topic. He has taken the decision to leave Twitter. He tweeted out saying, "Twitter used to be an amazing place where you could connect with people in different communities and communicate without any problem. Now it's just full of pretentious people that are ready to cancel and destroy your legacy for breathing incorrectly. And on that note, I'm out." Before announcing that tweet, he posted, "Now I understand why Felix left Twitter. Man was ahead of the curve." And if you go on the bio of KSI's Twitter account now, it says run by his management. I do see where he's coming from. I can't imagine the level he gets it. Every creator experiences Twitter in different ways, but they kind of understand the gist of it. I don't blame KSI for leaving Twitter, to be honest. He has, you money. You leave Twitter, it's not going to affect him. While we're on the topic of KSI, talk about Logan Paul. These two will always be intertwined now, whether they like it or not. Logan Paul's best mate, Mike Majlak, the one who rode Logan's success. In my opinion, I've always seen Mike as a clout chaser, someone who hops between circles, just tries to please anyone who has a lot of clout for his own gain. Well, that would seem to be right, as Mike went on Mum's Basement recently, started firing shots at Logan Paul for the time he stood up for Harry Styles because he wore a dress. Bit of a shit thing to do, go on a podcast and start calling out your best friend who gave you everything, even gave you Lana Rhoades, Mike, who was your girlfriend for ages, and Lana Rhoades gave you millions and millions of views. You would have nothing without Logan. And I'm not saying it by his blind loyalty, but this situation he brings up was ages ago.
Differing viewpoint, Harry Styles with the dress thing. I provided a differing viewpoint because I'm gonna be honest with you, there are a lot of times where Logan can be a dick rider on shit, and I was providing a fucking on stuff like that. Like if Logan, I'm gonna be honest, if Logan sees an opportunity with a celebrity of that stature of Harry Styles, he's gonna say something on the podcast to squeeze it into the like he didn't come off that show, and I would say this directly to Logan. If he was here, straight up, I would tell him he didn't come off that show like, wow, we did a great job pushing for the wearers of male wearing of dresses. Like he did that because he knew it was gonna get clipped. It was gonna give him, a hand up in that fucking space.
But again, this is just this weird game that everyone's playing.
He claims in that clip it's nothing that he wouldn't have said to Logan, or maybe even has said. However, doesn't seem to be the case, because Logan Paul did in fact get offended by what Mike said. I think rightfully so. It's a Bit of a backstab. Logan Paul took to Instagram to say, "This upsets me and I wish I hadn't seen this. Mike will change his character based on who he's with and what room he's in. Everyone in the house knows this and it's been an issue in the past, especially when we go out socially. I've caught Mike in lies before and I try my hardest to help him shed that very ugly part of his personality. But evidently, there's been no progress. He'll make things up to further his agenda. Everything he said here is simply not true. George can attest. I was even more fired up before and especially after the podcast when they couldn't see my point of view on the Harry Styles dress situation. What a shame. Hopefully he can take his mask off before the rest of his closest friends realize he's really only riding for the room of the people he wants to impress." I've had this impression of Mike for so long. Logan Paul, his best friend, even knows it. This is a shitty friend. If any of you were in a real life situation, your friend was great to you and loved talking to you and had your back, but when they were in another room with people to impress, they started shit talking you. See you the fuck later, mate. Don't want people like that in your life at all. Mike responded, "You said I will never admit when I'm wrong. Well, let me correct that behavior. I was wrong here. I made a tasteless comment. If I made it around Logan and our friends, that would be one thing, but I didn't. I love to run my mouth, say things sarcastically, and mess around, and sometimes that bites me." Didn't really seem sarcastic. Anybody who knows anything knows I've done nothing but push tirelessly as a member of Team Maverick since the day I joined. Logan and I are handling this behind the scenes as we should, and I'm working on adjusting how and when I say certain things. If it should have been handled behind the scenes, like you says, as it should, maybe you don't shit talk your best friend on a podcast. Just a thought. And while we're on the topic of Logan Paul, a clip has been circulating, going viral, of Logan Paul because he seemed to predict the David Dobrik controversy that just happened about a year ago. This is what he said.
"I think I can speak for everyone who knows you. If you keep this attitude up, your time is coming. I was there, dude. I was fucking there. So ease up, Tiger. Ease the fuck up."
David Dobrik seemingly didn't change his behavior, and now look at him. He's in the biggest world of shit. A lot of people were expecting Logan Paul to maybe gloat or maybe even, you know, say, "Look, I told you so." However, he came out on Twitter today with this, which was clearly sparked by the David Dobrik situation, saying, "In 2017, I couldn't get out of my own way. I made mistake after mistake and was condemned, rightfully so, by the world. I remember how dark it felt back then. I embarrassed myself and my family, was blacklisted by every platform and brand. Close friends and peers turned their backs on me. It felt like the end of the road. 4 years later, I've come to realize that these blunders, followed by my willingness and enthusiasm to truly change for the better, were the most pivotal moments of my life. I'm grateful that I had the opportunity to learn, transform, and continue doing what I love. Our generation will be marked by its ability to hold others accountable, but reformation will not work when we, as a society, refuse to accept genuine change. For those who have had a moral lapse, trust the journey that is progression, and for those upholding accountability, when the time is right, allow yourselves to forgive. Otherwise, I believe our denial of individual growth rejects one of the most important values that makes us human." I very much enjoy that statement from Logan Paul. It's true. And Logan Paul is one of the key testaments to that. A lot of people, including myself, called Logan Paul out, absolutely went in on him with the Forest incident. However, now, I like Logan Paul. You can easily see the change as a person that he went through because of that incident, and David Dobrik and anyone else who undergoes controversy absolutely can follow down the same path as that. It's all about seeing the growth and the change, and this is a perfect segment into the next story. Shane Dawson, someone who has been cancelled, someone who has gone through controversy like Logan Paul has mentioned. Shane Dawson is coming back. He has announced this on Shane Glossin. I didn't even know this was a channel. He said on the YouTube community tab, "Sorry I haven't been online in a while. Just been taking time for my mental health, but I've been getting creative and editing again. It's been really fun. Check out Ryan's new video that I edited. I'm really proud of it." This is the biggest hint of a Shane Dawson return since he got cancelled. Ryland has been trying to bring Shane Dawson back. If you look at his videos, you got Shane Dawson lurking in the background of the thumbnails. Most videos Shane are in get poorly received. You can see by the ratings, 79%, 65% like ratings, and comments saying how people feel like he's just testing the waters for Shane to come back safely. People do miss Shane Dawson too. I see a lot of comments about Shane Dawson, people missing him. Is Shane Dawson someone, as Logan Paul is saying, that can benefit and grow. Will the public be willing to forgive Shane Dawson and see the change if he's made any? We will have to see. Very interesting though. I couldn't believe that Shane Dawson even made that. I thought he was gone for good, but things seem to get spicy. But what's spicier than a boxing match? The worst transition, but I'm sticking with it. I haven't talked about this, so I feel like I should. The YouTuber versus TikTokers got announced. That got announced, I think, a while back, probably nearly a week ago now. The fights include Tanner Fox versus Nick Austin. Don't care. Don't even know who Nick Austin is. FaZe Jarvis versus Michael Lee. Don't care. Don't know who Michael Lee is. FaZe Jarvis is what, 12? Dog. Oh, no. DDG. It really looked like a dog. DDG, is that like a placeholder? Versus Nate Wyatt. Don't know any of these. U-Pick versus Taylor Holder. Don't care. Danny Duncan versus U-Pick. Don't care. Who the is Danny Duncan? Deji versus Vinny Hacker. Who the hell is Vinny Hacker? Why is Deji fighting him? Really step down from your previous opponent. If Deji loses, that will be embarrassing. And then the main card, which sparked this all, Austin McBroom versus Bryce Hall. Both humongous, gigantic dickhead who, in an ideal world, the bell would ring, they both would land a punch on each other's chin and both be knocked out. Please, I would love to see them both get knocked out. They're both gigantic knobs. However, the fact at least one of them could get knocked out, it does please me. I can't lie. But to say that I'm excited for this, no. I'm way more excited for Jake Paul versus Ben Askren, and we got an announcement which will excite everyone 100 times more. Triller have announced that the commentary team for Jake Paul vs. Ben Askren will include celebrities like Snoop Dogg. Good choice. He was hilarious during the Mike Tyson-Roy Jones fight. Mario Lopez. Okay. Pete Davidson, all right, a little bit funny. Taylor Hill, but this is where it gets great. And TikTok stars Charlie and Dixie D'Amelio. What the actual fuck? Yeah, just going over to Charlie D'Amelio now. What do you think Jake Paul has to do to take back round 4?
He has to score a slam dunk.
What did Charlie and Dixie D'Amelio know about boxing? This is a huge, you've got a big audience and we want to get you involved for the sake of it, and we can't think of anything else because you guys have no affiliation with boxing whatsoever. We'll just stick you in the commentary seat and you probably won't say a word. It's just dumb. You can see right through this shit when these kind of marketing plays get made. So obvious. But whatever, I doubt they'll say much. Anyway, that is it for this episode of What's Happening Online. If you're here right now, do me a solid, please subscribe right now and like the video if you want more What's Happening Online. I saw a lot of positive comments on my last one. You guys really enjoy this format on top of my other commentary videos, so if you want this to keep going, support the show, leave a like. It really helps out. Comment down below. Can we get 2,000 comments? Every comment really helps more than you know with engagement, so comment about anything we've talked about. Anything. All my social media links are down below. My Twitter, my Instagram. Follow them right now. If you want to talk to me, reach out. I'm always on my social media platform if I'm not on YouTube, so best place to reach out to me. And yeah, that is it for this video. I think this was a cracker of an episode. And until next time, fuck off.